Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Review for May 15th, 2020. An op-ed from 60 Plus Chairman Jim Martin states, "Prevent Medicare's pandemic penalty on seniors." The COVID-19 pandemic has hit seniors particularly hard. While no one is spared the risks of this virus, nearly 3 out of 4 deaths involve patients over the age of 65, many of whom also have one or more underlying medical condition. But it is not just exposure to COVID-19 that threatens seniors. There is also a threat to seniors' future health benefits if the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services does not adjust its payment formulas for Medicare Advantage in response to the pandemic's impact on healthcare. More than 24 million Americans choose Medicare Advantage plans because of their comprehensive and cost-effective approach to providing care. Each year, CMS is required by law and regulation to decide how much it will pay MA plans, known as the MA rate notice, based on the medical experience of the prior year. The MA rate notice is finalized early in the year so that Medicare Advantage plans have time to submit their bids for the following year. Unfortunately, the April 6 rate notice this year, which was issued at a time consistent with historic practice, came at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Why does this matter? It matters because millions of seniors have stopped seeking normal medical care because many healthcare providers were forced to reserve their services for people afflicted with the coronavirus, were closed, or were only accepting patients via telehealth. This potential pandemic penalty on seniors is particularly gut-wrenching because they would essentially be penalized for not seeing their doctor because their offices were either closed due to the pandemic or access was limited to treating COVID-19 patients. We would strongly encourage you to read the full op-ed by clicking on the link in the description below. An article from Fox News reports, GOP victories from Tuesday's special election races largely ignored by the media. The GOP clinched major victories in 2 special elections held on Tuesday, but was largely ignored by the mainstream media. Mike Garcia managed to flip California's 25th district, becoming the first Republican to do so in that state since 1998. Garcia, a former Navy combat pilot, was declared the winner on Wednesday after his Democratic challenger, State Assemblywoman Christy Smith, conceded the race. Wisconsin State Senator Tom Tiffany was able to maintain the GOP's control over the state's conservative-leaning 7th district, left vacant by Representative Sean Duffy. Past special elections in recent memory generated plenty of news coverage, particularly when Democrats pick up congressional seats, as pundits often hype that such victories are a, quote, bellwether for what's to come in the upcoming elections. However, there was little to zero mention of Garcia and Tiffany's victories on any of the major news networks. None of the 3 broadcast networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, aired any coverage of the special election races during Wednesday morning programs. The networks skipped such coverage in the evening news shows as well, even after Garcia's declared victory that took place in the afternoon. And finally, the Washington Examiner reports, important thing to do. Trump considering mandating coronavirus testing in all nursing homes. President Trump said he may require all nursing homes to conduct coronavirus tests on residents at the facilities. The president said in response to a question about whether he would mandate testing during a White House press conference on Monday, quote, "Well, I would certainly consider that. I will mandate it if you'd like. I think it's important to do." Hours earlier, the White House Coronavirus Task Force recommended that nursing homes around the country test residents and staff within the next 2 weeks during a call with the nation's governors. Dr. Deborah Birx, the task force coordinator, said that the state should focus on testing all 1 million people who are currently in nursing homes. Elderly people are far more vulnerable to the virus, which has infected more than 1.3 million in the United States and killed about 80,000. Late last month, it was reported that 57% of the deaths in both Pennsylvania and Massachusetts came from long-term care facilities. 1/3 of all U.S. deaths from the coronavirus have been sourced to nursing homes, according to the New York Times. Massachusetts and the Justice Department launched investigations into one nursing home for veterans that has had dozens of deaths. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Review for May 15th, 2020. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.